I suppose we should always expect the unexpected. And speaking of that, let's talk about the once again return of Henry Cavill. Yeah, I know, I'm as shocked as you are. But yeah, it's been made official on his Instagram, James Gunn's, and DC's main social media pages. Cavill is back after much demand and deliberation. So of course, recently we found out that James Gunn was hired to write and then direct Superman Legacy. He recently talked about the fact that all the reports about him looking at specific actors or even looking at actors are not true, and that there was already things in motion that people don't know. Well, the truth is now out, as they've announced that Superman is going to be played by Henry Cavill. And this all stems to reports that we heard about a potential lawsuit. From what we understand, Henry Cavill was offered a contract that he signed that was then pretty much nixed when the new heads of DCU came on, aka Peter Safran and James Gunn. It took a while to figure it out, but his contract stated he's guaranteed 2 more appearances. These appearances have to happen, or he has to get paid full out, and then according to what they think the film would have made in its box office run, he has to get paid the back end of it. We saw this with Gal Gadot when they released Wonder Woman 84 on HBO Max. Her and the director were paid up front, and then they were paid what they think the film would have made, which is about $1.5 billion. They were paid each like 6 to 8% of that total expectation. So that's the Henry Cavill situation. Either pay him like $30 million per appearance or bring him back, so he's coming back. And it sounds like that Superman Legacy is going to just pick up where Man of Steel and Justice League leave off. But it's interesting that they say that we have to see The Flash and Aquaman to understand what happens. And now this kind of adds context to why they said Aquaman 2 or Aquaman The Lost Kingdom leads directly into Superman Legacy. And we were all like, how does that work? Well, now we know. It's all the same. He's still staying. They just were trying to figure out contractual obligations, which is why it's been so very quiet on Henry Cavill's front in relation to Superman, but also why James Gunn was not talking about him as Superman, because it was something that was in the works. So I guess now we know who Superman is, and now that kind of makes sense on why they said they're starting production this summer and why they're not looking at actors, because they had one, and they already knew they were going to have one by summer start. So July 2025, Man of Steel 2 essentially.